Hi, welcome to HeKate's Crossing for the weekend of the 3rd of November 2018. I know today is Friday the 2nd, but this is for Saturday and Sunday. A reading with the tarot, Circle of Life I'm going to use. My first YouTube reading with the Circle of Life Tarot, and I'm going to use Lisa Williams' Intuitive Soul Oracle as well for the weekend. I feel very drawn to connect these two decks together. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to shuffle, and I think what I'm going to do is what may lie ahead for us as a collective in regards to life in general. I mean, what's of value to us as we move forward? What is our possible results? What could happen for us along our journey? What challenges and things may we need to look at? So I'm going to sort of lay out some of the cards, not these. Actually, I think just that top one. I'm just getting cold, but not the others. Is the stage. Okay, so we're just going to lay out these cards. Now, being a round deck, you're going to find that your spreads may be slightly different in what and how you read them as well. And we're just going to look at the sort of the imagery and see what depth we get. There we are. I have 6 cards we're going to look at for the weekend. So let's move the camera so that you can actually see the cards. And let's see how we go from here. I'm hoping that you can see if I can just turn them this way. Maybe, I don't know whether the controller will allow me to. Oh, here we go. Let's see if I can zoom up a little bit. Oops, that's maybe a bit too much. That's too much as well. I can't seem to sort of find balance, really. Okay. It's sort of one way or the other, really. And I think that's going to be too much. Okay, so we'll just keep it at this, and I'll show you each of the cards as we go through. Now, the first card that flew out was the Hermit. Whoops, so let's see if I can show you the Hermit. Okay, the Hermit we know is about solitude. It's about reflection. Wisdom and knowledge is gained through silence. So maybe it's going to be a weekend of meditation. That's very, very important for you. And these are challenges that may come along over the weekend for you, even a little bit ahead, in that you might struggle to actually sit quietly in reflection. You might find your mind's a bit chaotic. Stuff's going on. So this card is to remind us to come back into ourselves and allow ourselves that meditation and that reflection. And I feel like, there's a book in his hand, and that seemed quite strong. That sort of stood out quite strongly. So this could be a moment, a weekend of reading, gaining some new knowledge. It could be more about a book that teaches you something new and exciting. Maybe you need to do some study over the weekend. Now, the moon phase here is quite important too. So I get that you're maybe in a stage of moving forward. Maybe there's a sense of you're actually needing to acknowledge where you are at this time, where you're moving through. So that could be quite important for you. Okay, card number 2 is the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups tells us that there is a opening of our heart chakra, maybe our feelings, our emotions. We're opening ourselves up to new possibilities, whether it's a new love, a new job, a new career, a new relationship on some way, maybe a friendship. This could be a weekend of, as you're studying and reflecting, a new possibility arrives for you, a new friend, a new love, a new romance. Something happens for you over the weekend. Now we have the Queen of Swords, and we've got this L, and it's about knowledge and wisdom. Now the Queen of Swords for me is someone who is, could be that she communicates clearly. She does not tolerate untruthfulness, so you need to be truthful. Maybe you are feeling a little bit of the Queen of Swords yourself, and you might find yourself being a bit sharp-tongued over the weekend. This card reminds you to sort of pull back, use your wisdom and your knowledge wisely, and as you sort of move forward, think clearly about where you're going or where you've been and what lies ahead. Okay, we've got Six of Pentacles. Now, Six of Pentacles is an elderly lady or an elderly person, and she's looking over two younger people who are lying on a bed or a cushion of some sort. Now, this sense to me is a woman who's caring, she's kind, she's giving unconditionally to it. It's like a sense of giving charity with no expectations. She's taking care, she's nurturing the sick, she's nurturing the unwell, she's nurturing those that are less fortunate. I feel like there's just a sense of giving, unconditional giving. So it could be a weekend where you find yourself, someone gives to you unconditionally, or you find yourself giving to somebody else unconditionally. So that's interesting. And then we've got the Knave of Wands. Okay, so we've got a youthful, supposed to be a youthful person, but I feel like he's quite old actually. And he seems like he just doesn't have the experience. He's got the motivation, the drive, the enthusiasm. Could be classed as a bit of eccentric. I just get the sense of just got this craziness, this madness, and you've got this motivation, this drive, but you just don't have the experience to achieve what you want. So you may need to go back and get the knowledge, get the wisdom. Maybe you need to find a way to find the experience that you need so that you can actually move forward. And we've got the Strengths card here. So this is a sense of finding your inner strength, your courage to actually move forward, to actually face your adversaries, face your challenges head on. So overall I get this feeling of needing to be a weekend of reflection, of maybe being in silence, maybe being some study, could be a study weekend. And this is going to open yourself up to new possibilities, new emotions. Maybe you're feeling a little vulnerable within yourself, a little emotional. You might find yourself being a bit sharp-tongued, but you need to find yourself clearly thinking about what you want to achieve, what you want to do. There might be a sense of somebody giving to you unconditionally, or you're giving to somebody else unconditionally over the weekend. You may find yourself having the drive and the motivation, but you don't quite yet have the experience, so you might need to go back and get the knowledge that you actually need, the experience that you need. But this is about finding your own courage to do that, and to have the strength and the endurance to actually achieve what you want out of life. So that is the Circle of Life Tarot deck for the weekend reading. Okay, so let's have a look at the Intuitive Soul Oracle deck by Lisa Williams. Oops, let's see, this card here. We've got children, so you might be spending some time with some children over the weekend, Might be a time to sort of take your children out for the day. Maybe you need to find, there's a sense of, maybe you've got a child's party. Or I think you've got to nurture your children. You know, don't forget, you might be so busy doing your other stuff that you forgot about your children. Do not neglect them as well. They're important to you. Okay, let's see what other cards we get for the weekend. Okay. We've also got a sense of surrender. So this is surrender to releasing. So maybe you need to, as you're going through and you're learning and you're developing within yourself, you might find you need to release some of the past as you go through the changes. And I'm just getting a big mouthful of incense. Let's just see if I can move it out of the way. Let's see if I can move that incense over to there. Whew. Okay. So you've also got a sense of maybe needing to focus on things. Maybe things are turning around into a new way. There's an ending of eras. So maybe things are finishing as you surrender to those things happening. Maybe you're finding your inner knowledge coming through. Okay, so don't forget your children. Don't neglect your children as you go through your changes and you're changing. And it's all about the now. It's all about living in the moment. So just enjoy your weekend. Don't think too much about Monday. Just think about the weekend. Just be in the moment of the weekend. Just enjoy that. And this card here is coming out, and it's all about your guide, your spirit guide. So maybe it could be a weekend as you're learning, your meditation, you're reflecting, you're going through this knowledge, this learning. Don't forget your guide are there to help you, especially if you're going through using your courage, needing to use your courage, needing to find your strength to endure or to have that stamina to keep going even though you feel like you want to give up. If you're finding yourself sharp-tongued, don't forget to ask your guide for guidance and how to deal with the situation. If you're feeling yourself overwhelmed with everything that's going on and you're finding yourself being a little bit sharp-tongued, don't forget that. Maybe there's a sign coming through from Spirit. Maybe you're reading something and a repeated message comes through for you over the weekend. So you might be hearing what's going on in that. So I think you just need to surrender to it. Don't forget to be in the now, be in the moment as you connect with your guides. Oh, they just flew out. We've got 3 cards here. Okay, and these 3 together tells us it's all about your dreams. So maybe you're going to have some quite powerful dreams, some quite strong, lucid dreams over the weekend, and they're going to hit you quite suddenly, and you're going to feel yourself talking about your guidance and your direction. Maybe they're going to be a message from your guide. Your message from your guide will be in your dreams. Okay, and this is going to tell you that it could be a time for you to embark on something. This is a summer card. So this could be about embarking on something. Maybe you're going on a holiday. Maybe it could be a weekend of just a break away from everything. You know, this is a time for you just to forget about Monday. This is just the weekend. Enjoy the weekend as you meditate, reflect, you know, open yourself up to new possibilities, new love. Maybe there's a new relationship coming through and quite strong, but don't forget about your children. I think that's very, very important coming through. You might need your endurance and your strength and your courage to deal with it. And it could be about a creative endeavour too. You could be, whether it's playing music, being arty, maybe you're creating something, you're making something, maybe you're out in the garden, a florist, you know, working with flowers. Could be your cards, maybe you're creating a new tarot or oracle deck, or you're, you know, it's just about having some fun. Maybe you're mucking around with the kids over the weekend and it's a creative endeavour. Maybe this time to deal with what you're dealing with, you know, the reflection and the meditation is all to do with your children for you. We're all individuals, so you may take aspects of this reading, you may take the whole thing, you may just take a word or a sentence I've said, It may be something that just resonates, one of the cards I've used, whether it's the children, surrender, now, guide, dream, summer, creativity, the strength, the hermit, the ace of chalices with the sense of the new potential, the new love, the new emotions coming through for you. It could be about you being sharp-tongued for a minute, and then suddenly the card you remember the card, and you go, "Oh shoot, that reminds me I've been a bit sharp-tongued in what I've said. I need to pull back." You know, it might be that Queen of Swords that sort of stands out for you. It could be the sense of the Six of Pentacles, maybe, you know, with the sense of giving unconditionally. Could be really important to you. Okay, it could be the Knave of Wands, that whole thing about suddenly you're faced with something and you're like, hey, I've got the drive and the motivation, but hey, I don't really know what I'm doing. I don't have the experience. I don't have the knowledge. I need to go back and read the book, get the instruction manual. I need to go and ask somebody for some information. That card may come up for you. It could be about your strength. You know, maybe you need to pull out that courage, that endurance. Maybe you feel like giving up over something. You're going for a walk and you're just like, oh my God, I just can't do this anymore. And this card just suddenly hits you and goes, oh my God, yes, I need to keep going even when I want to give up. So something in the reading may resonate with you, if not all. That's the weekend reading with the Tarot of Circle of Life Tarot deck and the Intuitive Soul Oracle by Lisa Williams. Okay, take care and blessed be. Thank you for being with HeKate's Crossing.